Hello, I'm here on behalf of Onvoi and Onvoi Interactive to lay out some more of the strategy as far as how hopefully we're going to organize this thing, this enterprise, so that it works as cohesively and as efficiently and as effectively as possible. We're basically going to have to maneuver and organize and strategically organize three different parts, strategic parts to the enterprise, to the Onvoi enterprise, and it's Onvoi Interactive. Uh, we need, and I'm thinking in terms of parcels, in terms of the uh, the industry park lots that we need, and it's in a particular city in Washington near I-5 that starts with an S, and the second letter is a U. Um, we would need three industrial lots to strategically organize Onvoi to be theaters, interactive theaters, to be hardware, to be the interactive console unit and the interactive receiver unit, one that goes underneath the TV set in the living room, and one that goes in the projection room of the movie theater, and it's similar technology. That's lot two. And then lot three would be the interactive technology angle to the content. And perhaps the production of the interactive mini-series in their entirety. But so long as we have from the content angle, we have the interactive prompt and the graphical user interface display capability that syncs with lot 2, which is the hardware, where the remote control with the infrared and the radio frequency technology can send the signal to the little box, both in the movie theater and in the living room for home entertainment purposes. Lot 1, the interactive GUI that's interconnected with the hardware, but from the content perspective, the GUI and the interactive prompt, the on-screen display that allows the consumer to choose option 1 or option 2 to guide the story. Lot 1, in terms of the industrial lots on a particular parcel. Lot 2, the hardware, which is the little box underneath the TV set and the little box in the projection room of the movie theater, which in sync with the content angle enables consumers to interactively participate in content so that it's user-friendly and simple, but the consumers, the audience, can guide the adventures and guide the stories on the screen with the new technology, hardware, the new hardware technology. And then lot 3 would be the interactive cinema angle, which is eventually we would have in lot 3, ideally, we would have a strategic organization unit where they would negotiate and pitch and sell the idea of interactive theaters to begin in this particular region of Washington State, the I-5 community, Western Washington. And then from there, we create an enclave where, in an interfaceted manner, working in cohesion and working cohesively and working effectively, we set all three dynamics up so that we have a single operational unit where it's ready, tested, ready to go it works, and we can poll test it with audiences. And then lot 3, which will be in charge of the strategy in terms of enabling these interactive cinemas, which will be cost effective and humble in size, implementing as many of the interactive cinemas as is practicable and is reasonable, so that eventually Washington State leads to the emergence of these Onvoi Interactive cinemas, not only in Washington State, but in all 50 U.S. states, working and negotiating and working arm in arm with new and forward-thinking townships, township governments, and development boards for municipalities. So that in Washington State, first and foremost, then in all 50 states, and then eventually internationally, we can implement these interactive theaters that will eventually be able to feature interactive content in the interactive theaters. And by way of the Onvoi hardware, which is the projector, the projection room interactive console unit, where when in the interactive cinema, the audience, the consumers, with a 2 push button, user-friendly remote control, we call it a keypad device, can transmit a radio frequency signal to the box in the projection room, which could be manufactured in industrial lot 2. And then similar technology can be used to implement an interactive receiver unit, which is a little box, electronic box, that's situated underneath the TV set in the living room for direct-to-consumer and for home entertainment purposes. So we have the content angle to infuse the interactive element to the content in lot 1. We have the hardware element, hardware part of the strategy in lot 2. And we have the interactive cinema development in terms of dealing with the governments, so that in Washington State, in all 50 states, and eventually internationally, starting in the Western Hemisphere, we can implement the Onvoi and the Onvoi Interactive strategy, which is go to the cinema, take the remote control that you used for the at-home, the home entertainment streaming platform or a hardware platform, and then the keypad device, the remote control, the 2 push button keypad device, the remote control has a portability element where it can be taken to the interactive theater, and the same technology with an enhanced battery pack. And we're studying the specifications and the engineering specs for the battery packs in the modern day mobile phones, and some of the old ones too, some of the old landline cordless phones, so that we can implement a battery pack where the portability aspect is there and the battery life is durable. And that way consumers and audiences will be delighted, all demographics from very young kids to adolescents to adults to the elderly. They'll be able to enjoy the Onvoi entertainment system at home, in their living room, or wherever they choose to install it, and in the residential environment. They can use and charge the keypad device, the 2 push button remote control, and take it to the interactive theater. And then all along the way, if we don't have the interactive prompts in the content, ideally the original interactive Onvoi interactive content, if we don't have that, then it's going to be in a situation where we're always putting the cart before the horse, because you don't get the theater before you have the tech and you don't get the as you work on the tech, it would make sense if the content angle is covered also, because there has to be overlap from a synchronization standpoint. So that's essentially where I'm at, and I hope to work with this particular uh, municipality in Washington State, so that for work purposes, I would have access to these lots. That if we hire the right personnel with the right values and with the right work ethic, then I think this could be a really exciting enterprise that could revolutionize the entertainment industry, the technology industry, and it could create more jobs, employ more people, and above all else, it would be a lot of fun. Consumers would really have a thrill getting to choose the adventures, guide the stories, guide the adventures of beloved on-screen characters because of innovative, pioneering technology manufactured and created and brought to the world by Onvoi, my company, Onvoi and Onvoi Interactive. Thank you so very much for listening. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.